Hi guys, my name is Sarah Ramsey, and today I'll be talking to you about some of the effects of natural gas extraction on the environment and investigate some alternative sources of energy. The main constituent of natural gas is methane, which, as we all know, is a greenhouse gas. Methane emissions are extremely harmful to the environment. In fact, methane has a global warming potential 25 times that of carbon dioxide. Methane is also the largest industrial source of volatile organic compounds, also known as VOCs, which contribute to the formation of ground-level ozone, smog, which is a respiratory irritant. As a quick background, the ozone molecules forming the ozone layer are found in the stratospheric layer of the atmosphere, which lies approximately 35 to 50 kilometers off the surface of the Earth. This type of ozone is often referred to as the good ozone, as it protects us from the harmful UV radiations. Back to ground-level ozone, this type of ozone has been linked to many health effects, such as aggravated asthma, increased emergency room visits, and premature deaths. Now, let's shift gears and talk about some of the environmental impacts of natural gas extraction. Oftentimes, in order to extract a natural gas, the area must first be cleared and leveled. In order to do so, we must disturb the vegetation and the soil, thus affecting the wildlife in this area. The next step in this process is drilling. This can lead to air pollution by releasing natural gas and particles from unprocessed natural gas, such as hydrogen sulfide, into the atmosphere, and also sound pollution from the equipment and potentially even water contamination if the process is not executed properly. The process of adding pipelines to transport the natural gas and burying the pipes can also cause air and sound pollution. It is important to note that the leaks of natural gas cause approximately 29% of the total U.S. methane emissions in 2013. Now that we have seen some of the health and environmental impacts of natural gas extraction, let's compare it to other sources of energy. Let's start with conventional fuels, which do include natural gas, but also include petroleum and coal. Burning natural gas for energy results in fewer emissions of nearly all types of air pollutants and carbon dioxide per unit heat produced when compared to coal or refined petroleum products. We get approximately 117 pounds CO2 per million BTU equivalent of natural gas compared to 160 pounds CO2 per million BTU for distillate fossil fuels and 200 pounds CO2 per MBTU of coal. If we consider the sources of energy that are considered cleaner, such as wind, solar, and biomass, we find that they have a much lower energy return on investment. The energy return of investment is a ratio of the amount of usable energy delivered from a source of energy to the amount of energy used to obtain this resource. Unconventional fuels, such as oil sands and coal to liquids, are currently a hot topic. Our neighbor Canada has one of the largest reserves of oil sands in the world. If we were to import oil sands from Canada, this can potentially decrease our dependence on the Middle East on fuels drastically. However, the production of oil sands can be quite expensive. For example, if the US or Canada were to build infrastructure to provide the US with as much oil as we want, which the amount that is feasible is approximately 1/9 of the US usage, the cost would go up to over $100 per barrel for the process to be profitable and worthwhile. Another option is the coal to liquids, which are referred to as CTLs. In this process, the coal is literally converted from a solid phase to a liquid phase, which can be transported through our pipelines. There are several advantages to using CTLs. First, the United States has the largest coal reserves in the world. Additionally, we know how to use and process coal because we have been doing it for over 100 years. However, the process emits enormous amounts of CO2. If we were to rely solely on CTLs, we would emit 200 times as much CO2 into the atmosphere as we do now. And if we tried to capture the CO2, the process efficiency would decrease from approximately 45% to 35%, and this would cause a huge increase in price. To wrap it up, natural gas provides a relatively higher energy return on investment while causing the least considerable harm to the environment. That being said, we do need to investigate alternative sources of energy. As the amount of natural gas is finite, we are expected to run out of natural gas reserves within the next 100 years. I want to thank you guys for your time. I hope this presentation was informative and answered some of the questions that you guys may have had. Thank you.